All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Andrew confronts witch girl who thinks manifestation is real. Goodness, oh Lord, let's jump in.
And how long have you been doing the manifestation stuff?
So I've been working with the company for about 5.5 years, and
Okay.
I found the founder of the company like a year before. So like
Yeah.
6.5
And is
years
there-
specifically with her.
When it comes to manifestation, is there any upper limit as to what you can manifest into your life?
Yeah, so we like very much like when people start the course or like, don't think about the $1 million homes or the Ferraris or like anything like super crazy. Like we definitely want people to get to know themselves first and sort of strip back those layers. Like inner child and shadow are sort of our like number one courses we recommend after they learn how to manifest our like sort of process. And that's because there are a lot of layers that we pick up in childhood from 0 to 7 or like 0 to 14. That's when we really imprint our entire subconscious and where we really pick up all of those limiting aspects. So basically the courses help you go back and look at that and then reprogram that, and that's when you start to get like a lot more magnetic where things are just naturally flowing to you. Like a lot of times you don't even necessarily have to be so specific, but
How does one? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to be somewhat specific. How do you tell someone to go back to hyperfixate on a memory? What's the process for something like that?
So she is trained in hypnosis. And so, yeah, it's like you get into a hypnotic state within these audios and she sort of guides and leads you back.
Have you ever heard of a case? It was called the McMartin-McBuckey case. It was a huge preschool case. It was one of the largest investigations ever done for the trafficking of underage children, right? And they had a hypnotherapist who came in, and the hypnotherapist was able to take these children back into these states of their trauma and this and that. Turned out it was all bullshit. They had implanted the memories via hypnosis, and a ton of people got swept up in this case. They ended up being completely and totally vindicated, right? But interestingly enough, like hypnosis, for one thing, there's nothing about it which is scientifically rigorous at all. I think that perhaps there could be something to the fact that through discourse with somebody else, you can, perhaps focus on some memories that you have or things like this. But let's say somebody was hypnotically suggestible, right? You could suggest things to them. And there's a small portion of the planet which has been scientifically demonstrated to be highly suggestible. What's stopping a person when they go in there from planting something there that doesn't belong there? Now we have a fake memory, or we have a problem now. Like, what's actually...
That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. This is what happens when you start playing with this stuff that you're not supposed to be playing. Stuff like this happen. People like her they just start doing weird stuff, man. This is actually crazy. And you know what's crazy about all the most crazy stuff? The stuff that is very crazy. She does not even look like a witch. Am I wrong here, y'all? She does not even look like a witch. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Stopping a person from doing that?
Well, I think that's more like if you're in person with someone and they're guiding you, you should probably be very careful. But with the guided like audio meditations, listening at home, like you're in full control. And like you just sort of follow what your subconscious and where your subconscious is taking you and trust that. So it's not like anybody is, planting any other information. And like with her guided meditations too, she's not like leading you so specifically into something. Like it is a lot more loose, and it's like truly your body that is guiding you through this experience. So, but I know what you mean. I mean, I think hypnosis is incredibly powerful and can be really scary in some instances with like hypnotherapists who meet with you in person. To the few
people who are suggestible to it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess going back, because in your notes you say using manifestation to call in aligned partners and dating opportunities.
Yes.
I'm confused again by this manifestation thing, because it seems like it goes beyond just, bringing positive outcomes to your life, but actually, blanking on the word here, but in the, I can't think of the word, but so you could manifest, for example, a bike.
Sure. Yeah. You can
Okay, let's go.
manifest like
Could
smaller
you-
things.
Oh, only small things.
No, I'm just saying you could manifest
Isn't it
things
just
like
about
that, like
changing
physical
your
items.
mindset, like when it comes to that stuff, rather than like it's just gonna appear in front of me? Like I feel like manifestation, like if you think positively, then you'll work for it. Like in my head, I'm like, I want a bike, so I'm gonna like wake up and then make some money and then go buy the bike, rather than like it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
a bike is in front of me.
It's like action steps kind of.
Yeah, like that. Rather, because isn't that just the same of the? Isn't that just the same as like a self-help book where it's kind of like, you know, it's anyone can read it, but it's really like you're already putting the work in to change your mindset, like buying the course someone wants to better themselves.
It's definitely all like I think related and similar, because you reading that self-help book or you taking positive actions towards your goals, those are all positive things that you're reinforcing in your mind, that I want this and like that you deserve it. But where people get caught up is a lot of times they consciously want something or consciously feel worthy or deserving of something, but their past reality doesn't reflect that, and it's like their subconscious mind that doesn't feel worthy of that. So like we really believe that your entire
So you have to feel
Hold
worthy.
on. Okay, can I just ask you a question? I'll just ask this point blank. Does manifestation work?
I think it does, because I have manifested things and that like we're very
what's
specific.
I mean, if it works, why aren't you a billionaire?
Damn.
Well, I mean,
good
I have
point.
like so.
Because she doesn't want to be. Duh.
Conscious said no.
No, but
Yeah,
I
my
mean,
subconscious
It
said
occurs
no,
to me if you
but-
can manifest, if you can manifest yourself something
No.
on a small scale,
Why can't
would
you
you
go
not be
that
able to
big?
manifest something on the
I
large
mean,
scale?
Might as well
there
go all
is
the way in.
something here where too I
Might as well go all the way in, right?
think like as souls we all have a specific destiny that we're kind of following as well.
Doesn't
contradicts.
destiny and manifestation
Yeah, they would
totally
negate each other.
conflict?
So I don't think that it necessarily does, but I mean this is where sometimes I sort of diverge from our teachings too, because I do have some other spiritual beliefs as well, but like I don't personally, like authentically, I really don't want to be a billionaire in this lifetime. It's
See?
not
It's always-
something that
I
I'm
told you, They always say
manifesting.
the same thing. If they're
Wow.
if they
But-
manifest, they're not millionaires because they don't want to
They
be
don't-
millionaires.
Well, I would want to be.
So convenient, right? Yeah. I don't want to be there. You know what? I don't even want to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, you know what? I don't even want to have thousands of dollars.
A millionaire. I hope that I will be one day, but not a billionaire. That's
Why-
like too
Why
much.
not a
not?
billionaire?
But
Why not?
Like, why be the
that's-
prince when you can be the king? I don't get it.
I know. Well, you guys all make like excellent points, but I think at the end of the day, like we're just putting out self-help tools that are helping people create a better reality for themselves and find their authenticity and
Well,
just more
I'm
like
not really-
attract more things that are in alignment with
Yeah,
what
but
they're
manifestation
wanting.
is like, okay.
Well, you're manifesting.
just-
You manifested this podcast. Like you're
No,
also
I didn't
worked for it.
manifest. I didn't
like
manifest this podcast. I took action.
Well, yeah, but
to
action.
make this happen.
Action is a part of it.
So it's
like
just
you
what
have to
everybody
take.
does.
It's
So it's
just
not-
your
I'm
I'm
not
not saying that you just wave a magic wand and all of these things appear.
No, but that is what you're saying.
No,
You
that's
said,
definitely
"I
not what
really
I'm
want, I
saying."
really want a bike, and then you walk down the street.
Aligned
and then
action
there's a
is one of
bike.
our process steps. Like, so we have like kind of three main pillars of the work, and
That's why the comment section here, the comment guy here. Let me show you guys. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. The guy that gave a super chat is correct. I can't believe people buy into this occult scam. It's funny to me how women are into these BS. By the way, ladies, make sure to buy Mr. Wilson books, Occult Feminism. Oh man, I haven't bought it yet. But I promised my wife I was gonna buy it because I want to read it, and I want to read it, and my wife want to read it. Horoscopes. Isn't horoscopes a big thing with feminists? Like, I mean, horoscope for them is literally their religion, which I found amusing because it is very weak.
It's
Interesting comment.
unblocking the subconscious limiting beliefs, expanding your subconscious to like show you that what you want is possible
it,
for yourself.
want it,
And then
do it.
aligned action is, lastly is like you need to take aligned action steps and take the action to get there.
I feel like instead of like sitting down and like in your bed and listening to audio and taking like quizzes, you can
Yeah.
just like get up and like work for use your own course.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I read a book that was saying that there's motivation and then there's actually discipline, self-discipline, so that you can have motivation
Wow.
every day. But it's, do you have the self-discipline to get
Hey guys. She read a book about that. She had to read a book to just say like, okay, motivation and discipline is totally not correlated, right? I mean, I cannot do this, folks. Some of you guys are very strong. You're very harsh with Brian and Andrew sometimes. Yeah, I understand. I think that's the part of your job. But imagine listening to this BS every night, folks. Just imagine listening to this BS every night. It's hard, folks. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy to require. It does require a certain amount of skill. And I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think.
get up and do it every day?
Can you manifest healing?
So we don't teach that like any like physical healing, but I personally have like I've
Wait, why
wanted,
don't you teach that?
well, because my founder doesn't want to get into, teaching that because
You
she hasn't figured that out specifically for herself.
What
I
the
mean,
hell?
wouldn't everything be within the purview of manifestation?
Yes.
Energetics or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I personally have manifested things that have helped me on my healing journey and have helped me heal my body.
Journey.
Did you
Yes,
do
the
actions?
journey. I know you love
besides-
that word.
Did you do actions though besides manifesting?
Yeah, absolutely.
So without the manifestation, would you still just have done the actions and the same thing would have happened?
Well,
I mean-
the idea here is around. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the conflate. It's a word concept fallacy. So when I talk to witches and warlocks and anybody who's invested in alternative theories of reality, is what I would say. Every single time when I dive into the particulars, thank you. When I dive into the particulars, I find out that it's just the same shit that everybody does all day, right? And I go, oh, okay, that's the particulars. So the word concept fallacy comes in where, let me give you the example. Let us assume for a moment that you were a hunter, okay? And you would go every morning in November to go kill a deer like half of the state of Michigan does, okay? And when you did, you brought your lucky coin. And what made this coin lucky, and the reason you knew this coin was lucky, is when you were a kid and you were out with your dad and you were up in that tree stand and you saw the deer and you shot the deer. Well, you had that coin in your pocket. And so you were never going to forget that coin again, right? And you never did. Now, one day, of course, 10 years in, you forgot that coin. You took the shot. You missed the deer. Uh-oh. You didn't have that lucky coin, did you? Now you go home. You get that lucky coin. You go back out. Of course, well, like magic, you take out the deer. The question is...
Hail and well met.
Oh, I love
Lol
Paladin,
Paladins
man.
donated $200.02. I manifested myself a hard, highly specialized and skilled job that I work 40 to 48 hours a week showing up for the past 20 years so that I could afford to support this podcast better than woman prattle.
Yeah, the question then becomes, is this really a magical talisman? Is a talisman itself...
I'm not claiming it to be magic.
Hang on.
Okay.
But let me explain.
Yes.
The question becomes, is this a magical talisman, right? Does it have some magical properties? Does it have some other worldly properties which literally enable you to become a mighty deer hunter? Or is it possible that you made a bunch of correlative mistakes in your brain and just decided that this thing has way more value than it does? You just like to have it with you because it makes you feel better. It's like a whoopee. Well, I would go with that option, right?
I would
and I'm sure
too.
that you would too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about manifesting. It's the same exact.
is.
It's the same exact
It's all
idea.
in your brain.
Yeah, it's the same exact idea. So
It's
the question
really-
is it just your whoopee?
I think that it is all in your brain, absolutely. And like we are saying, it is your subconscious mind. Like everything that we attract is within
What's
our
subconscious about
mind.
it?
Well, I mean, obviously there's things that come from our subconscious that then bring into our conscious awareness, but subconscious is a lot of things that we obviously don't have that awareness for. So like there are a lot of people who hustle and work their asses off and like work so much and like they're taking all of those actions, but yet they are still met with the same cycles and patterns or don't find the success that they're looking for. And I think there are ways you can rewire your brain a bit to like have better results.
Yeah, but this is just common business school practices, right? Like, oh, you're doing something over and over again, you're getting poor results. So let's take a look at the process and change something in the process.
Yeah.
How is that manifestation? So when you say manifestation, to me, that sounds like magic, right? We have energy somewhere, which is being manipulated somehow in order to deliver something to you.
Yeah, I guess we don't like use that word in that sense, but I know most people kind of do.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with manifestation, also it's the same thing as like kind of like affirmations. You speak something into existence, and then also the human brain is very crazy how it works. I've had an aunt that passed a lie detector test by telling her brain and training her brain that she did.
This sounds so Instagram, Facebook stories, man. I'm telling you, bro, there's so much psyops in these platform, folks, that if you're not trained to identify the psyops, you may just get drowned. Her story literally sounds like an Instagram, Facebook post that has been shared like 1.5 million times. She's telling a story about supposedly her auntie going and taking a lie detecting test, right? And somehow she convinced herself that, you know, all these lies to be true. I don't think that's how it works. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comment section.
Something when she did it. You can make yourself believe you didn't do something.
But hang on. Lie detector tests don't work.
Well,
they're
I don't know, but
they're completely inadmissible.
There's people that are like
polygraph tests do not work.
They're trained to pass it.
What happens is the post-test interviews, the interviewer is trained to trick you into saying, why is it that you failed this question, this question, this question, in order to get you nervous enough to make confessionals.
Yes.
The polygraph test itself has never been a scientifically rigorous test, which is why they're totally inadmissible in court and they're nonsense. So when you say somebody trained themselves to beat a test, which everybody can beat, right?
Not everybody
They just worked online, so their nerves weren't up to
Well, if I'm saying, like, they ask you, like, oh, what color is my shirt? Oh, it's green. Oh, what is this? Oh, like, it's, what's today? It's this day.
Yeah, but it's all of this is highly...
It's all nerves and stuff like that.
It's
I'm
all
saying
highly interpretive, though.
Overall, I'm saying the human brain, like you're saying, manifestation, it's whatever the brain wants to convince itself of.
Real quick question, though. What would you say is the difference? Religious. What's the difference between like manifestation and prayer?
Yeah,
so
not in a bad way, but this is a great question, right? So the way that I pray is I always just pray in thanks. That's it.
And gratitude.
Like, what do you mean? Like what?
I don't ask God for stuff. I just pray in thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for what you already have.
Yeah.
Just
gratitude.
Thanks for existing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know, that's the thing. I think I pray about that more than anything, is I just thank God for existing.
What about others that might say they're like praying that their living situation gets better, or like to be better financially?
Well, they're not really doing that. They're throwing themselves on the mercy of God instead. In fact, it's the exact opposite of trying to control the will. It's doing the exact opposite. It's instead putting your will over to God and God's mercy. So he would be the guider here. It would not be you trying to control the will of even yourself or others, but rather putting yourself completely in the hands of God.
So you're saying it's not putting it out to energy in that case, it's putting it like in God's hands.
God.
Yeah.
I don't think
God's will over
this would be the complete opposite.
They don't understand because they're materialistic, right? So for Andrew saying that, it's basically a slap in their face.
It's why we would consider this to be an inversion, right? This would be.
There you go.
So I would think let's pretend for a second that you really could do this. That I really could like manifest something I wanted. What if I wanted you?
Maybe that's how my ex got me. I don't know.
Yeah, but can you manifest that?
Wait,
but why not?
We
why
say
can't
you can't manifest specifics.
Why?
Well, also, the free will thing definitely.
Oh, the
comes
free
into
will.
play.
See what I mean?
But
if I could, and this is the caveat, right? It's always the caveat. But if somebody could manifest that, wouldn't you say that was evil? Wouldn't you say like I would be basically controlling you against your will, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But just all I'm asking you to do is take that thought to its logical conclusion. If I wanted that cup you had, if I wanted that pin in your pocket, if I wanted the dollar in your, it's all the same thing, isn't it? It's me manipulating you to get the thing that I want from you.
Who put those limits, though, on manifestation?
That's the greatest question of all, right? Why can't you manifest the person you want?
Well, I mean, it's all God. It's all free will. So that's why God gave us free will. We're not puppets.
Man, this lady, I don't know, bro. I might be having... It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. here. But, man, she's not contributing anything to the conversation, folks.
Can't be. We're not robots. We're human. So...
What she's talking about?
That's why I feel like everybody's saying not to talk about manifestation, but I feel like everything is under God. So,
well, the reason this is actually important when you're talking about dating, it's actually been stunning to me how many women are into occultism, witchcraft, tarot cards, some form of magic use, even recreationally. It's astounding. And so if you think about the population of men who are religious inside the United States, it's massive. There's a massive population. Same with women. And so I think to myself, well, this is obviously very pertinent. People are religious. They're literally taught to stay away from that stuff. So if they're coming across women who are into it, it's always interesting to me to kind of hear the various reasons why, right?
Very good. Good point. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one.